I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Senator Patrick Leahy urged lawmakers to pass the Ukraine aid bill on the Senate floor Thursday. This came before today's Senate vote on the $40 billion Ukraine aid package. Leahy also called out Senator Rand Paul, who was the lone senator who blocked the bill last week. Here's more from the Vermont Democrat.
You know, Mr. President, in just a few moments, the Senate's going to pass H.R. 7691. It's an emergency supplemental to provide funding to Ukraine and to stem the global hunger crises exacerbated by Vladimir Putin's unprovoked war. It's something, of course, followed very closely in the Senate Appropriations Committee, and I am strongly in favor of this bill as chair of that committee. But it's a shame that because of the actions of one senator, we could not pass this urgently needed bill, which is going to receive overwhelmingly bipartisan support, that we couldn't have passed it last week. To confront Vladimir Putin on the global stage, we have to stand united. Now, later tonight, I'm going to be leading a delegation to Brussels. And tomorrow we will receive an update from NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg on Ukraine and why the new resources provided in this bill are urgently needed. It'll be a bipartisan delegation I'm leading, but I'm going to be proud to tell the NATO Secretary General we came together in the United States and in the House to pass this appropriations. The bill provides $40.1 billion in critical military and humanitarian assistance for Ukraine, helps defend Ukraine's sovereignty and democracy abroad, and address the rising global hunger crisis. It includes $8.5 billion in additional presidential drawdown authority for critical weapons transfers, $8.5 billion for the Economic Support Fund to respond to emerging needs in Ukraine, and over $5 billion for global food aid, which the distinguished presiding officer has argued for some time. As chair of the Senate Appropriations Committee and proudly as President pro tempore of this body, I strongly support its passage. But that said, it's frustrating that once again we failed to provide needed funding to address the ongoing COVID pandemic. Public health experts warn us every day the virus is not done with us. A new wave of cases is expected to crash over our country in the fall. For months, the administration has warned that we do not have the necessary vaccines, therapeutics, tests, and other resources to stay ahead of this virus. Today, countries around the world are already placing orders for the next generation of vaccines, and they're going to be better suited to the variants we face now, but also the variants we face in the future. The United States is not one of those countries, and without the necessary resources, we're going to fall further back in line, and more Americans will die needlessly. We'll also run out of needed funds for testing and therapeutics before the next wave. After more than 2 years and 1 million American lives lost to this disease, time and again we've been caught flat-footed because we've refused to prepare for the worst. As chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee, I will continue to fight for these urgently needed resources in the coming weeks. And I hope both Republicans and Democrats will join me on that. It's for the good of the American people, the people we represent. If you get COVID and you're hospitalized by it, or get one of the variants and you face possible death, nobody cares whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. You're an American, and we should be doing what we can to protect you. But the people of Ukraine today and the millions facing acute food insecurity require the funds in this bill today. I'd strongly urge the Senate to pass it without further delay. Mr. President, I yield the floor and suggest the absence of quorum.